Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we dive into a major upheaval, shaking the foundation of the British royal family, a revelation so explosive that it has shattered the short-lived calm King Charles III and the Windsors were hoping to enjoy after months of intense public scrutiny. Whatever brief period of peace the monarchy expected has now been violently interrupted. Why? Because a new wave of disturbing information has emerged surrounding the long-running scandal involving Prince Andrew, formerly the Duke of York, and the late convicted predator Jeffrey Epstein. These new disclosures threaten to upend the royal family's holiday plans and drag the entire institution back into the harsh spotlight of worldwide media examination. We're talking about leaked documents that reveal, with shocking clarity, the level of fear, desperation, and emotional collapse Andrew experienced during the height of the scandal. Newly released emails show the prince personally begging Jeffrey Epstein and convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell to remove any trace of his name from the rapidly growing accusations tied to their criminal circle. Before we break down the details of these extraordinary communications, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more comprehensive royal updates, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a development in this unfolding saga. These leaked communications weren't released by a tabloid or an unnamed insider. They were published officially by the U.S. House Oversight Committee just days ago, giving them enormous credibility and gravitas. To understand just how serious this is, we must go back to 2011, a pivotal year. This was the period leading up to a planned investigation into Prince Andrew's alleged involvement with allegations brought by Virginia Giuffre. The media pressure was intensifying, legal scrutiny was increasing, and it was clear the prince felt cornered from every direction. And in that moment of escalating crisis, Andrew reached out repeatedly. Not to lawyers or advisors, but directly to Epstein and Maxwell. His messages were not the assertive words of a senior royal. They were the frantic pleas of a man terrified of the consequences he saw rapidly approaching. In one especially revealing message, Andrew made it brutally clear that he was at breaking point, begging them to take action. His words, written with visible desperation, included the line, "Let's examine one key message sent by the father of Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie." His plea included a demand, written emphatically, urging Epstein and Maxwell to craft statements that shielded him completely. "Please make sure that every statement or legal letter states clearly that I am not involved and that I knew and know nothing about any of these allegations. I can't take any more of this on my end." This message reveals several undeniable facts. Andrew was fully aware of the legal danger escalating around him. He wasn't asking for help with public relations. He was instructing them to shape official legal wording to protect him. His emotional collapse was already underway long before the scandal exploded publicly. Secondly, the emotional force behind Andrew's repeated line, "I can't take any more of this on my end," reveals the overwhelming psychological pressure he was already under. He wasn't simply worried. He was unraveling. His demand for complete exoneration shows he was relying on two individuals already neck-deep in criminal behavior to shield him from the fallout. This was not a polite request. It was a panicked royal command, directed at a convicted sex offender and his closest accomplice, begging them to erase him from the narrative entirely. The newly released records also contain another email, this time addressed specifically to Ghislaine Maxwell, the woman later found guilty for her central role in Epstein's trafficking network. And once again, the message is unmistakably emotional, bordering on frantic. In this second communication, Andrew implores Maxwell to pull him out of what he repeatedly calls the drama. His message reads, "Hey there, what's all this? I don't know anything about this. You must say so. Please, this has nothing to do with me. I can't take any more of this." The tone is striking, scattered, rushed, and desperate. From the abrupt greeting to the rapid-fire denials, the message reads as though it was written in sheer panic. The exclamation points and pleading language suggest a man fighting to maintain plausible deniability, urging Maxwell, a key figure at the center of the scandal, to publicly reinforce his claims of total ignorance. His repeated insistence, "I can't take any more of this," reflects a man consumed by fear of exposure, of legal repercussions, and of the global humiliation that was gathering momentum around him. For someone who had lived his entire life insulated by royal privilege, the looming collapse of that protection appears to have been unbearable. Perhaps the most damaging element of these exchanges comes not from Andrew, but from Epstein himself. In the same chain of communication, while Andrew was urgently pleading for statements declaring his innocence, Epstein delivered a devastating confirmation. The infamous photograph of Prince Andrew, with a young Virginia Giuffre, was real. This admission cuts straight through Andrew's long-standing public narrative claiming uncertainty or denial about the image, while Andrew insisted he knew nothing and had no involvement. The man orchestrating the criminal network was simultaneously confirming the authenticity of the very image linking Andrew directly to the victims. The photograph, Andrew smiling with his arm around a young Virginia Giuffre, with Ghislaine Maxwell standing behind them, has always been one of the central pieces of evidence in the case. Epstein's confirmation in private emails utterly contradicts the prince's public insistence that he had no memory of meeting her at all. Epstein's private confirmation, now exposed to the public, casts Prince Andrew's forceful denials in a harsh new light. Rather than sincere declarations of innocence, the emails now read like frantic attempts to shield himself from a rapidly closing trap. To say these details will be poorly received inside Buckingham Palace is an understatement. King Charles III, in particular, now finds himself right back in the nightmare he has spent years trying to escape. Long before he ascended the throne, Charles worked tirelessly, alongside the late Queen Elizabeth II, to limit the damage caused by Andrew's associations with Epstein. Their actions were decisive and painful, stripping Andrew of his military titles, removing his royal patronages, and permanently barring him from public duties. These measures were meant to draw a firm line under the scandal, distancing the crown from the chaos and protecting the monarchy's reputation. But this new leak has dragged everything straight back into the spotlight. Just as the royal family was hoping for stability and a return to tradition, the entire mess has resurfaced, stronger and more vivid than before. Thanks to legal processes unfolding an ocean away, the timing couldn't be worse. For Charles, it is a brutal reminder that the scandal he thought contained is still festering beneath the surface, ready to erupt whenever new evidence emerges. Charles now faces two immediate and daunting tasks. Managing the inevitable media firestorm these email excerpts will dominate headlines, social media commentary, and international analysis, reinforcing the boundaries the monarchy has already set. Although Andrew has been stripped of his titles and duties, the public still views him as part of the royal machine. Every reference to him, especially alongside Epstein and Maxwell, casts a shadow directly over the monarchy itself. This is precisely what Charles hoped to avoid as he works to modernize the institution, streamline its operations, and focus attention on the next generation of working royals. Yet Andrew's past continues to threaten everything he is trying to build. What makes these revelations even more shocking is Andrew's choice of confidants. The emails show a senior royal turning to Epstein and Maxwell, two individuals deeply entangled in criminal behavior, for guidance during a legal crisis. Instead of relying on palace legal experts or trusted advisors, he pleaded with a convicted sex offender and the woman who helped facilitate those crimes. This choice alone speaks volumes about the depth of Andrew's connection to them and the catastrophic misjudgment at the heart of this scandal. For viewers who hold the monarchy to a high standard of dignity and tradition, these revelations confirm the most troubling suspicions about what unfolded behind palace walls. The strength of the monarchy has always depended on public trust and the belief that its members uphold a standard of moral integrity. When a senior royal is revealed to have been pleading for protection from figures like Epstein and Maxwell, that trust inevitably fractures. Andrew's emphatic claims, "I am not involved, and I knew and know nothing," now stand in painful contrast to the civil settlement he later reached with Virginia Giuffre. Though he maintains his innocence, the settlement and these emails paint a portrait of a man doing everything in his power to keep his name out of an escalating scandal. These communications are not relics from the past. They are active, damaging pieces of evidence that reignite scrutiny and complicate King Charles's efforts to stabilize and modernize the monarchy. Every newly unearthed document drags the institution backward, forcing it to confront actions long buried but never forgotten. The release of these emails guarantees that the controversy surrounding Prince Andrew will remain firmly in the public eye. They provide fresh fuel for critics, who argue the royal family has yet to issue a full, transparent reckoning for his conduct or his associations. It is now clear that the calm King Charles hoped to restore will remain elusive as long as material like this continues to emerge. The monarchy has entered a new era, one in which transparency is demanded, and no past misdeed can be quietly swept aside. As the holiday season approaches, a time traditionally used to showcase unity and stability, Charles will face enormous pressure to demonstrate firm leadership in the wake of these revelations. The looming question is unsettling. What else remains hidden? If this set of emails was enough to disrupt the royal family's temporary peace, what other damaging revelations might be waiting in the files of the U.S. House Oversight Committee or within documents yet to be released from the Epstein investigation? So, dear viewers, we have uncovered the extent of Prince Andrew's 2011 communications, emotional appeals, urgent demands, and attempts to pressure both Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell into publicly shielding him. We've examined the profound complications this places on King Charles, who must once again confront the fallout from his brother's past. These leaks shed harsh light on the dynamics within that circle of influence and reveal just how far the former Duke of York was prepared to go to salvage his reputation. Epstein's private confirmation of the infamous photograph only adds weight to the seriousness of Andrew's frantic denials. Now, we turn to you. What are your thoughts on these latest developments? Has King Charles done enough to distance the monarchy from Prince Andrew? Or do these newly released emails demand a stronger, more explicit response from the palace? Share your opinions in the comments below. We read every one of your thoughtful contributions. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more in-depth royal analysis, and join us for our next update on the ever-shifting world of celebrity and monarchy. Thank you for watching.